The Simple Principles of Success Reaching Your Peak. Written by Theo E. David. Welcome back to our audiobook shelf. We hope you enjoy the book, and please don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons to get our latest content. Enjoy. Introduction. Everyone wants success, but is it possible for everyone? Experts will tell you that anyone can succeed at anything they want only if they put their mind to it. But is that how success works? Is it really that simple? Not really. In any case, success comes at a price. Most people are not willing to pay the price for success, so most of them never achieve it. It's a decision they must make. They must step outside the box, change their current lifestyle, leave old habits behind, and adopt new ones. They must invest effort, attitude, and morale to keep up. But if you are willing to learn and change in all the right areas, success is guaranteed for you. Read on to find out how you can do it. Chapter 1. Set big goals. You must set some very important goals for yourself if you want to position yourself for success in life. To begin with, the most important thing to keep in mind when pursuing personal success is to have an optimistic outlook on everything. After a single failure, get back up on your feet and try again. If you are rejected the first time, work on improving yourself and having a positive mindset. Don't let criticism get you down. Instead, show yourself, remind yourself, I did not come this far to only come this far. At every turn and adversity, no one ever succeeds overnight, and no mountain can be ascended without a few stumbles. You may overcome innumerable obstacles to attain personal success if others have the will to do the same. It is preferable to aim high and miss rather than aim low and succeed. Aim high, even if you don't initially succeed. It's always better. Aiming high inspires you to dream large and convince yourself that you can succeed despite all the obstacles. The issue with lowering standards is that you limit yourself more. The lower you set your goals, the more opportunities are lost on you, and more of your potential remains untapped. More of you will also act without being put to the test. Your low goal of never reaching that high will prevent you from reaching the stars. No matter how many others put you down and doubt your abilities, your ultimate dream will only come true because of your self-belief, steadfast tenacity, and aspirations. However, your decline starts the moment you begin to doubt yourself and determine that you can't aspire higher due to your fear of failing. If you aim higher, you can initially miss or succeed on your first attempt. Take a risk and have faith in your own abilities. You accomplish more when you strive higher. You won't move too far from your objective, even if you don't reach it. Just picture yourself getting a high test score. You might succeed and receive a 50% score on the test if your low goal is to reach that level. But that's all. It will be a mediocre, poor accomplishment. Aiming higher at 90% increases the likelihood that you may miss and hit an 80%, which is still greater and far better than the low target of 50%. The same holds for all of life's challenges and hardships. Establish goals with a purpose. When you make objectives, you should consider how to reach them, what steps you must take to get there, and how long it will take. However, the true motivation behind any goal, what will genuinely make you perspire, is why the objective must be accomplished. Why does it rank highly? Why does it matter so much? It's simple to set goals. Just consider creating a resolution for the upcoming year. Everyone has been doing that for ages and does it every year, so much so that it's reduced to nothing more than a simple habit. However, what many fail to do is stop, consider the objective, and ask themselves why. Without this motivating factor, individuals inevitably forget everything about it very quickly. Therefore, it's critical to develop purpose-driven goals as opposed to just goals. For instance, you might be considering going to the gym, exercising, and improving your physical condition. You make it a mission to work out every day as your New Year's resolution. Because of this, you carry it out on the first and second days, but on the third, something comes up. Then, when you lose interest and get lazy, you wind up skipping the fourth day. Ultimately, you accomplish nothing and make the same resolution for the next year. Conversely, a doctor may advise an obese patient who is at risk of diabetes and a potential heart attack to start exercising and losing weight right away to preserve his chance at a healthy life, or perhaps even his survival. His why is as follows. For this reason, he refuses to miss the third or fourth day, no matter what. For this reason, he will be more determined to reach his objective. Therefore, whenever you are about to give up due to hardship, you can remind yourself again and again of the reasons you must persevere. Set a time limit for yourself to work within. The absence of a deadline for accomplishing a certain objective will result in a lack of urgency. While completing any task is crucial, completing it on schedule is much more crucial. You will be more productive in the brief amount of time you have given yourself for a task than you would be if you didn't. You will force yourself to prioritize a task if you are aware that it has a 24-hour deadline. You'll make the most use of those 24 hours to finish the assignment at hand. If you give yourself a week to finish a task, you will not only lose valuable time that could have been utilized to finish other chores, but you will also waste the entire week and be less productive. That being said, the deadline needs to be reachable and reasonable. You must be certain as to whether the objective is long-term or short-term. 10 kilograms lost in 3 days is not achievable, not even if you dedicate the majority of your 3 days to working out in the gym. The timeline shouldn't be predicated on any false beliefs. You can more effectively decide how much time you'll set aside each day to complete the task if you have a clear understanding of the objective and the importance you're willing to assign it. It will get tedious and monotonous if you keep putting off writing your essay, or if you only finish a few paragraphs each day and it is due next week. It may not even make much sense in the end. You won't have the same sense of urgency, which would increase your productivity. However, if you choose to do it in 2 days, you'll make much better use of those 2 days and even have time for other objectives after finishing the essay. It is best to not spend too much time on the current work. Chapter 2. Make real decisions. Everybody has to make choices daily. Some of them are minor, but some of them are major and have a significant effect on your life. Therefore, it's critical to consider all relevant factors before making a decision. A few factors can assist you in making wise judgments that you won't regret in the future if you consider them. Make acute choices. Most individuals are unaware of how crucial even seemingly insignificant choices may be in life. Depending on whether or not you made the right choice, the decisions you make might have a positive or negative impact on your life. You have to choose wisely. We frequently base our decisions on the opinions of others or on how something is supposed to be. The people in your immediate vicinity greatly influence your ability to make decisions. Be in the company of positive people. A wise decision can be made in any method. Everyone's approach to making a wise choice is different. Making the greatest choice sometimes involves following their instincts. Their best idea is usually the one that comes to mind first. If people overthink the situation, they wind up exaggerating the difficulty and taking needless actions. For some, however, decision-making involves thought. Before making a decision, they must consider an issue and make sure all the bases are covered. Regardless of which of the two you are, be sure to discuss every facet of the choice. You will have a much easier and happier life if you make wise judgments. The majority of people bear the repercussions of bad or hurried judgments. Spend some time learning about the problem thoroughly. Once you are satisfied with your choice, move on to the application. Just take your time choosing a choice. Make sure you consider whether moving to a new home will benefit you before making the decision. Will your rent increase? Is your place of employment close to this home for you? Is it too huge or too small? Making a wise choice avoids regrets down the road. When deciding to move into this location, consider all the options. If not, you'll deal with concerns like poor transit, more rent, and waste or shortage of room. Execute your choices. Individuals constantly make decisions about the improvements they wish to see in their lives, yet they frequently choose to ignore them. You have to follow through on your choice. You will undoubtedly succeed if you have a strong will and are committed to your goal. For instance, make a strong effort to sign up for the book club at your neighborhood library as soon as possible. The likelihood that something won't happen increases when you put it off. Make a plan to visit the library today and then, under all circumstances, complete your assignment on that specific day. Smokers are a pretty common example in this regard. There are a ton of folks who wish to give up smoking. Despite having planned and looked over every possibility, they are unable to follow through on their decision. You will never succeed in your endeavors if you continually put things off. When you can finish it today, why wait until tomorrow? If you set your mind and heart to it, you can give up smoking. Simply give up. So many other people have already done it. Join a support group or read other people's tales online to get the inspiration you require. you will benefit greatly from interacting with those who have been successful in implementing their decisions. If you don't succeed the first time, don't give up. Acquire knowledge from the errors you commit on your initial try. Consider how you can be successful the next time. Never forget that you are capable. You can overcome anything and anyone if you set your mind to it. Get up, learn a lesson from your past blunders, and keep working at it until it's finished. The most important step is the first one. The majority of people put off doing crucial work until tomorrow, next week, or even next year. They even persuade themselves subtly in their heads that they're not ready. However, the reality is that we can never be completely prepared. Put differently, they put things off. Never forget that this is the best moment to begin. All you need to do is walk on the path that will lead you there. Keep your eyes forward. It's not always simple to follow through on your decisions. There will occasionally be obstacles in the path. Peer pressure may force you to veer away from your desire to stop smoking. Alternatively, somebody in your vicinity can inform you that smoking 1 cigarette a day is harmless. You must never forget your initial motivation. You must have given careful consideration to the effects your choice will have on your social and physical well-being before making it. Recall your initial motivation for embarking on the adventure each time you feel like you are straying from it. To carry out your decisions, you might even need to cut off people and things. Eliminate anyone in your life who tries to get you to start smoking. You must keep in mind that these people are toxic to you, even though it may be difficult at first. Why stay close to someone who is bringing negativity into your life? What motivated you to work as a volunteer at a shelter? Since it satisfied you and you desired to dedicate your time to worthwhile endeavors, don't let a lack of discipline or laziness stop you from making this choice. Don't allow your indolence to prevent you from engaging in healthy activities. When making a decision, you can occasionally err, but that shouldn't deter you from moving on. Make your peace and continue. Thus, begin making wise choices and act upon them without regard to the opinions of others or objects. You will feel grateful to yourself for the beneficial effects that making sincere choices has had on your life. Chapter 3. Consistency is key. Whether in business, academia, personal development, or just in relationships with loved ones, consistency is the key to success. Failure is certain when there is inconsistency and a lack of will to stick with your goals. A child will only succeed when he tries repeatedly until he eventually gets it on the 100th attempt. He can never tie his shoelaces on the first try. Do you believe that anyone can play the piano perfectly on their first try, even as an adult? Repeating the action is more crucial than just doing it once. You must keep going until you've mastered everything. Have devotion and strive for it. The ability to persevere in the face of challenges and setbacks is what it means to be truly persistent in achieving any goal. With persistence, you can acquire new abilities, ace tests, seal a transaction, and succeed financially and personally, and even construct a castle for your family. If a piece doesn't fit, try again and again until the puzzle is put together, just as when you solve a jigsaw puzzle. It would be absent, and the puzzle would remain unfinished in the same way. Until one learns to persevere and remain dedicated, all ambitions remain unfulfilled and achievement is uncertain. Strive to be devoted and patient with yourself. Explain to yourself the reasons you should not waver and why you just have to keep going. Someone can attempt something once and give up, but only those who endure and remain dedicated can achieve it in life. You may learn from your mistakes if you are tenacious in your pursuit of any objective in life. The first time you find out what went wrong. Instead of letting these challenges paralyze you, you learn how to conquer them. A fulfilling work and a happy relationship are two things in life that require this dedication. Establish a success routine. In general, success depends on having a routine. Consistency can only be attained by properly allocating and dividing the amount of time you devote to each work each day. It should be such that when that specific hour arrives, your mind should instantly ring a bell to remind you of what you need to be doing. For example, before going to bed, consider your daily skincare routine. Establishing a regimen would entail preparing supper promptly, tidying up the kitchen afterward, and going to the bedroom to continue your skincare regimen. In the absence of a routine, altering one thing's time would affect another. You run the risk of becoming overly tired after a late dinner and skipping your regular activities. That's how it works. As everyone knows, one day you miss out, then the next, and so on. Thus, adequate time must be allotted for everything. When is your wake-up time? How long do you exercise? When are you going to eat? How much time do you have available for your hobbies? Do you spend enough time with your friends and family? Setting all of this up is necessary to succeed. The result of all that hard effort is maximized when a program is followed consistently over time. A chaotic schedule will interfere with your success and cause problems in other areas of your life as well. Develop positive habits. The formation of positive habits is facilitated by consistency. Developing positive habits guarantees success in all facets of life. Reaching your goals and dreams won't happen if you just do things sometimes or whenever you have free time. Rather, consistency and making rapid decisions are the keys to reaching any goals you set for yourself. Put differently, your habits are the results of your choosing to do something each day. Prioritizing discipline and self-control over your emotions is the first step toward developing healthy habits. I'd better binge watch a series instead of studying today. I'm not in the mood. Skipping one day shouldn't hurt, but I'm a little upset to work out today. Everyone has experienced it. Everybody has chosen the mood above consistency, which has ultimately prevented us from forming wholesome habits. Monitoring your progress will help you stick to the healthy routines you establish. This enables you to assess the habit's overall benefits to yourself. Your motivation to keep trying until you succeed will increase as you can see the effects. If, for instance, you have a goal regarding your weight and the amount of weight you wish to lose, keeping a weekly log should enable you to observe a more pronounced pattern of the positive effects of your workout routine. You'll feel more upbeat and passionate about your training and how it goes when you see the real figure on the scale. Overnight, no outcomes are seen. Nothing gets done all at once. Success requires a protracted, unwavering battle. Achieving success isn't impossible, it's just challenging. Success is assured with dedication, patience, and persistence. Being consistent encourages the formation of positive habits, which in turn motivate people to take action and complete all the tasks. Failures cannot set you back if you become accustomed to enduring hardships and being strong in the face of them. They just serve to bolster your resolve and increase your ambition to accomplish your objectives. Chapter 4. Nothing is impossible. Everyone claims that there are no impossible tasks. Do they genuinely think it, though? You must begin to believe that everything is possible if you truly want it to be. The influence that belief has on life will astound you. If you train your mind to believe that everything is possible, then anything is. Develop a positive thought process. Being optimistic is crucial for success in life. Your entire range of decisions and thoughts will be positively impacted after you train your mind to think only positive things. The first step to success is having a positive view of life. If you constantly tell yourself that you are not good enough to take stunning pictures, you will never be a great photographer. What ought to be done in its place? You must think and feel positively. Never stop believing in your abilities, but it's not enough to just say it. You also need to truly mean it and experience the feelings as if they were genuine. You will occasionally experience pessimism. As a human, ask yourself, is this idea or emotion empowering or disempowering me without resisting the thought? Take a deep breath. With regular practice, you will eventually notice that you are more likely to think of happy ideas than negative ones. Even successful people like J.K. Rowling and Michael Jordan failed on their initial try. Have they given up? No. They continued to think positively and work hard. One of them is currently the most renowned basketball player, and the other is the author of a great work of literature. Had they convinced themselves that they couldn't succeed just because they didn't succeed the first time, would they have been successful? Never mind. Success is dependent on attitude. It matters a lot how you feel. It's unrealistic to expect to succeed at something if you are not serious about it. It appears that you have decided to take up piano lessons. You must maintain your resolve if you want to learn anything. Once you make a decision, there is no turning back. Continue to tell yourself that you will only give up after you have achieved your goal. Don't take your time doing anything. If you've signed up for a piano lesson, attend it regularly. If you are too lazy or don't feel like going to class, don't miss it. Remind yourself that even a single day missed will cause you to fall behind. But remember that it's important to listen to other people with critical thinking. People enjoy sharing their stories, particularly if they have previously failed. You may hear someone claim that you are incapable of learning since they were unable to do so themselves. It's not a guarantee that you will succeed where someone else failed. Perhaps they lack the commitment or the optimistic perspective. Still, you will be successful if you have the drive and positivity. Most essentially, believe in who you are. Remind yourself each day when you wake up that you can accomplish it. Commence by reminding yourself of all the obstacles you have already surmounted and getting ready for the ones ahead. Consider a college or your school. Everyone attends the same school and is in the same setting with the same teachers and literature. What makes some of them succeed academically while others fail to do so? They have to be exerting more effort than the rest. Their forward motion is attributed to their mentality. They work incredibly hard and don't allow anything to stand in their way of achieving their goals. Discover how to take a hit. Life isn't just rainbows and cotton candy. There will inevitably be setbacks when you embark on a trip. Everything needs to be planned for by you to ensure that no issue you encounter completely throws you off. Keep your disaster management strategy up to date. A single thing has the power to wreck a day or a week sometimes. Acquire the skill of viewing the bigger picture and remembering all the good things that occurred that day. Maintaining a thankfulness diary is a course of action. Put all the things for which you are thankful on paper, hence to feel better after each setback or obstacle. Read your journal. You learn something from problems. All of the challenges you encounter will sharpen your abilities and develop your character. Don't give up just because something didn't work out. Acquire self-improvement skills by reflecting on your past mistakes. A task can never be insurmountable if you put your heart into it. Keep in mind that there are never any dead ends. Occasionally, the first approach may not be able to do the task you are attempting. Always keep in mind that there is always a way if you are determined enough. Simply shift course and keep moving forward when faced with obstacles. A well-known quotation tells us that nothing is impossible. As the word impossible implies I am possible, remember this every time you run into problems. Additionally, surround yourself with uplifting surroundings and encouraging peer groups. When defining your life or mission, use optimistic language. Instead of urging you to give up after the first setback, surround yourself with individuals who will always motivate and push you onward. Nothing is truly unattainable when you know how to focus on your inner strength and maintain an optimistic outlook. As you may know, something is only impossible up until it's finished. So go ahead and make it happen. Chapter 5. Be accountable. You eventually realize that you are now responsible for all you do in life. The concept is extremely intimidating because accountability is required in every aspect of life. Accept responsibility. Accepting responsibility is the first step toward accountability. It could now be a responsibility that is personal or that impacts those in your immediate vicinity. For example, you must answer to your family if you are the leader of the household. Alternatively, you must answer to your tour group if you are in charge of an excursion tour. Keep in mind that enormous power also entails great responsibility. Therefore, accept full responsibility for your actions and don't offer justifications for why anything went wrong. You must acknowledge that since you are in command, you must answer for your actions. Thus, always accept accountability for your deeds. It is simple to assign blame for any misfortune to someone else. However, accepting responsibility is a more mature course of action than offering justifications. Declare aloud that you'll take action because positive affirmation is so powerful. You must constantly tell yourself that you will succeed. Events or individuals can divert you from your goals at times, but you shouldn't allow this to happen all the time. You have an obligation to yourself regarding your life's purpose or objective. You must decide what it is that you wish to accomplish in life. Find out what you enjoy doing or what you're skilled at. Make long-term plans and goals based on your strengths, desires, and capabilities. Create a personal purpose statement to ensure that you can read it every day. Write it down somewhere. One piece of advice is to use motivational quotes as your phone's wallpaper so you may view them daily and feel encouraged each time you pick them up. If you have a penchant for writing, put your objectives in writing. Don't forget to write it somewhere you will see it every day. In this manner, you will avoid becoming sidetracked by other things and be continuously reminded of your daily objectives. Alternatively, ask your supportive peers for their opinions. Request their assessment of your work and suggestions for improvement. You'll be reminded that you're capable of more by this. It will also help you understand how other people view your efforts. Be truthful. Honesty is just as vital as accountability. It is imperative to be truthful about the outcomes as an individual or as part of a team. You must always be truthful about the results of your job. Only when you accept responsibility for your errors can you achieve success. Even though they can be inconvenient, mistakes present worthwhile chances for growth. Accept responsibility for your mistakes. Consider why it occurred and what you can do to put it right. How can you ever hope to make it right if you lie to yourself and other people about it or completely disregard it? Furthermore, you'll always feel unsatisfied if you're not being honest with yourself. You can't forget it because of your conscience, so wouldn't it be preferable to just acknowledge it? Additionally, be sincere in your goal setting. Be sensible. Setting realistic goals also requires you to hold yourself accountable for your actions. Setting realistic goals is crucial. Let's say you want to save money for a car, and you commit to doing it within the next year. You now have to be honest about it. Do you make enough money each month to be able to set aside a portion for the purchase of an automobile? Are you prepared to make some financial sacrifices in order to save money? Do you think you can handle it in a year, or do you think you'll need longer? Go forward and accomplish your goals if you believe they are doable. Then, don't offer reasons or assign responsibility to anything else. If within a year you are unable to purchase a car, why weren't you able to accomplish it? Perhaps you misallocated funds or chose to spend money you could have saved on unneeded items. Regarding the outcomes of your own quest or group effort, be honest with yourself. It's a good idea to have a backup plan so you can take care of things later to avoid disappointment or uncomfortable scenarios. Being held accountable can be unsettling since nobody likes being scrutinized, particularly for something that someone else did. But you can become an expert at accountability if you put in the work and use the proper approach. Chapter 6. Live in the moment. Being completely conscious and alert to the current moment is what it means to live in the moment. It could take some work on your behalf because it entails trying to avoid being unduly preoccupied with the past or overly worried about the future. Seizing the moment and living it fully without allowing the past or the future to divert you is what it means to live in the moment. Embracing the fact that someday will never arrive is part of living in the now. It has already arrived. Don't postpone your ambitions because you don't have the money or because the moment isn't right. It's now. These setbacks won't stop you from working toward your ambitions. The right moment might never come if you're not ready for it. Thus, get ready immediately. This introduces the concept of living in the present moment. Not merely living it, but appreciating its significance and giving it the feelings and consideration it so richly deserves. Concentrating on the present, the work at hand, and everything you have to be grateful for today. Pay attention and be in the moment. You may increase the value and significance of the time you're living in by being attentive to it and living in the present. Make the most of the moment rather than dwelling on the past or worrying about the future. Make the effort to spend more time with your family if that is your objective. Imagine that you are at a family gathering, and rather than paying your family the attention they need at that very moment, your eyes are fixed on the screen of your phone, and you are not listening to what the person seated next to you is saying. Every now and then, you nod your head without listening to what is being said. The mind is preoccupied with the phone, even when it is set aside. In the end, this will make it impossible for you to maintain strong bonds with your loved ones. Your precious few hours of family time that you do manage to carve out are all wasted. Furthermore, you have no idea when you'll be able to dedicate some time to them once more. Rather, grasp the opportunity, live it, and keep it in mind. Don't allow other people's distractions to rob you of this chance to make the most of it. Take in and love the present moment. You won't be able to give it your all unless you learn to be aware of and in the present moment. A walk with your father, a late-night chat with your best buddy, or your first date we work tirelessly, yet we don't put our all into it. When all these moments escape our grasp, we feel empty inside simply because we were too preoccupied with occupying so many locations, states, and temporal moments to truly be present. We were not really present in the moment because we were preoccupied. Meditate. If you frequently find yourself becoming sidetracked, you might want to think about meditation. Learning to live in the moment can be greatly aided by meditation. It's a technique that promotes acceptance and inner serenity, two things that are necessary for practicing mindfulness in the present. It's also a fantastic method to unwind and let go of all the tension, worry, and troublesome memories from the past or future. Living in the now becomes impossible unless you are completely at ease, as thoughts of the past or future tend to overshadow the present. It is ideal to practice meditation techniques in a peaceful, natural setting. Imagine moments or locations, such as the early hours in the morning by a lake or in a field, when the only sounds are the birds chirping and the steady, soothing sound of the water. There are no beeping phones or honking cars. You would have to concentrate on these during meditation, gradually removing every thought that had been on your mind. It teaches you to be present in the moment and to sense and enjoy it to the utmost. During meditation, even the act of breathing has a profound impact. You can feel yourself absorbing good energy and clearing your mind of any negativity by taking deep, soothing breaths. Take a few deep breaths and notice how your body relaxes and becomes peaceful. Enjoy those quiet moments of being alone and take your time. Establishing meditation as a daily routine will assist you in maintaining your composure and attention in the here and now. Exercise gratitude. Being grateful and present moment aware go hand in hand. Being thankful for the small things in life that make it worthwhile is impossible if you are not living in the present. A sharp retort, a brilliant joke, the sound of a youngster giggling at you when he sees you, the first taste of a succulent steak, etc. You can never be grateful if you're not mentally present and aware of these small things that make every minute of life valuable. If your head is too far in the past or too preoccupied with the future to truly experience these moments, how can you possibly know how much these things are worth? Living in the present allows you to fully experience every moment and cultivate an appreciation for it. Enjoy the life you currently lead with the satisfaction that everything matters, where you are, who you are with, and what you are doing. The knowledge that the best is currently in your hands, without considering this is good, or hey, it would be better if develop an unwavering attitude of gratitude for everything that you have. Don't waste what you have by hoping for something you might never have or by worrying about what you once had but lost. Appreciate what you have now. When you allow the past to consume your thoughts all the time, you become immersed in it and are unable to enjoy the present. Furthermore, it will not benefit you to continually consider the future. You have no control over the past or the future. However, you are in charge of the current moment, so seize it and make the most of every second. Since the future is shaped by the present, it goes far beyond just thinking about what may have been or could be to measure your achievement based on what you currently have. Chapter 7. Be adventurous. To be adventurous means to do something thrilling, sometimes dangerous, and unique from the standard. Every person has a very different definition of what an adventure is. Some may define it as just staying up late and going outside after curfew, while others may define it as learning to skydive, climbing Mount Everest, or scuba diving, among other things. Each person's interpretation of the word adventurous is unique. It is through taking risks and pushing yourself that you develop new memories and mold your personality, which is what gives this life meaning. Without adventure, the monotony of everyday life gradually robs people of the thrill and life-changing events that are crucial to their personal development. Experiences help prevent relationships from becoming boring. Go against your comfort zone. Your comfort zone could be a cramped little area. Everything in this tiny room is known to you. This place offers no novel experiences, lessons to be learned, or difficulties. Trying new things that you're unfamiliar with or uncomfortable with is the definition of stepping outside of your comfort zone. Try attempting activities you've never done before or something you never would have imagined undertaking. Strive to gain new experiences and a sense of enthusiasm in your life. Restricting yourself to your comfort zone will prevent you from ever developing personally. Rather, it will turn you into the person at the party with no interesting tales to share. You'll become that person who no one wants to hang out with because you're not willing to try new things. Not to mention that it will undoubtedly prevent you from succeeding in any way. It does not imply that you have to drastically change who you are overnight. Instead, it's something you should occasionally do for yourself. Repeatedly performing the same things will never bring you joy. A small dose of adrenaline never went wrong. You will eventually look back on your life, and see nothing more than a plateau if you don't take risks and venture outside of your comfort zone. The highs and lows in life are experiences and things we do for fun. It is impossible to have the happiest and most joyous times in that tiny, cramped space we refer to as the comfort zone. It can be challenging to do so due to a fear of the strange and unknown. However, when you practice stepping outside of your comfort zone, you'll see that the advantages outweigh the drawbacks. It's only after this that you'll be able to be bold and take enormous risks outside of your comfort zone. It will assist you in discovering more about your personal qualities, both strong and weak. Maintain an open mind and take experiences to heart. Having an open mind and taking lessons from experiences are essential for adding adventures to your life. Being open-minded is acknowledging that there are things you may not know about and that you might be mistaken about. It refers to having an open mind to the possibility of having your ideas, beliefs, and perspectives altered by novel experiences, as well as being receptive to fresh concepts and challenges. For example, when asked to participate in something interesting, a narrow-minded individual will constantly say no. Not only would a pessimist decline, but they would also list all the potential problems. On the other side, someone who is open-minded would be willing to do something novel and daring in addition to hearing about fresh concepts. It's the same as always ordering the same item off the menu, as opposed to experimenting with other foods and flavors. The latter will encounter both positive and negative situations significantly more often. There is always something new to learn from every new encounter you have, in the same way that a tourist discovers the friendliness of locals, the various delicacies to sample, and the issues to avoid. Conversely, one will not benefit from life if they are too afraid to spend time, money, or energy traveling and leaving the comforts of home. Putting adventure ahead of convenience and security doesn't imply you should jeopardize your security and safety for the sake of adventure. It doesn't imply endangering your own life or the lives of others. Instead, it indicates that you must allow yourself to emerge from the comfortable and secure shell that surrounds you. To put adventure ahead of convenience would indicate that you are prepared to go above and beyond to live an exciting existence. It's comparable to what occurs to a child raised by overly protective parents. For example, a youngster who isn't allowed to form friendships on his own, who has to abide by rules imposed by his parents, who isn't allowed to consume sweets, whose schedule is strictly regulated, and so on, should be compared to a youngster whose parents are open to letting him do new things, meet new people, and gain life lessons from his experiences. These two have completely different personalities. The former will never be able to be autonomous, will always play by the rules, and will never have the courage to take risks. However, the latter would be fully aware that life is all about taking chances, growing from the results, and savoring each moment of the journey. Comfort and safety are virtually always at odds with growth and achievement. When you compare the two, comfort leads to stability, enjoyment, safety, and protection. But growth leads to learning, creating, doing, resisting, and failing. However, growth is impossible if comfort takes precedence over education. Success necessitates maturing, conquering challenges, and perhaps failing before trying again. Therefore, if you want to succeed in anything, you can't keep clinging to the easy and avoiding the challenging. Chapter 8. Words of Success. Language and words are exclusively human. They resemble superpowers that you can wield for good or evil. Regretfully, people frequently are unaware of the power that words carry. Words have the power to alter the course of things, whether they are spoken in love, as instructions on a manual, or as a captain just before a game. In actuality, words most likely stay in our memories longer than entire events. Therefore, it's a good idea to recognize the power of words to improve both yourself and other people. Your words have the power to shape your beliefs. Has someone ever said something that has made you feel uneasy? Things that make you feel insecure about yourself, such as, you have a funny smile, you have a big nose, or you have really bad breath. You thus acquire the ability to grin while covering your mouth unconsciously. You might feel uneasy talking to someone too near to your face. That's how language shapes your beliefs. That's how other people's words can alter your perception of yourself. Likewise, with regard to praise. It's amazing how much confidence a few words of gratitude can give you. Simply saying this color looks so good on you will cause you to subconsciously search for that hue all the time. Positive feedback from a mentor or instructor will motivate you to put in more effort and advance. This is the precise way that words influence success or failure. One typical illustration of this is what a doctor will tell you. Whether it's a major illness or an issue with appearance, patients pay close attention to what their doctor says. The patient will immediately feel more at ease and better if the doctor uses gentle language and often reassures them that there is hope and a good probability of recovery. The patient will continue to be uneasy and uncertain about his course of treatment if the doctor simply writes down a prescription without providing any such comfort. Keep your words in check. Your words have the power to either make or break you. It occurs to me that speakers do this for a living. Whether they be teachers, motivational speakers, or religious speakers, they all make the most use of their terminology to better explain concepts to you, increase your comprehension of them, and make an impression on you. In essence, you are being evaluated on your speech during a job interview. The resume lists all of the qualifications, but communication skills are verbal only. Even if another candidate is more qualified, a candidate who comes across as more compelling and capable has a better chance of landing the job. Not only are the appropriate words more persuasive, but they also demonstrate your level of comprehension. Words have the power to make or break a connection, even in intimate ones. You may convey more of your emotions to the other person, good or bad, by using the appropriate words, allowing them to understand exactly how you feel. It prevents monotony and boredom from setting in. Discover alternative ways to communicate your feelings to them, to support them, offer them more self-assurance, and lift their spirits. Employ more "I can" as opposed to "I can't." These are words that have everything to do with you. They have the power to make or break you. Have you seen a new dish that looks delicious but much too difficult? Did you respond with "I can't do this"? Observe your self-defeating thoughts without even trying. If your words deceived you from the start, do you still believe you can succeed in anything? Thus, be conscious of any subliminal or conscious self-talk. The meaning you give to the words "my" or "I am" has a significant influence on your beliefs. You will lose out on more possibilities in life the more self-defeating words you employ. How frequently you say "I can" or "I can't" can have a significant positive impact on your life and increase your achievement. "I can" will represent all of the chances you take, all of the risks you're willing to take, your faith in yourself, the boundaries you set for yourself, and the extent to which you're prepared to push yourself in order to reach your goals. Conversely, the phrase "one can't" denotes the exact opposite. It's all the possibilities you passed up, the times you refused to give something a shot, the chances you didn't allow yourself to take, and ultimately failure without even trying. To help you rewire your subconscious mind to believe good things about yourself, your potential, and your goals, try utilizing the phrase "one can" in your word choices. The way things turn out can really depend on the way you believe about yourself. You get to choose which of these terms you apply to yourself. Chapter 9. Be a lifelong learner. Learning transcends the number of years you spend in school and college. Rather, it's a continuous, ever-evolving process, one that requires you to own up to the fact that you are not an expert. It has a significant role in forming your personality, exposing you to fresh perspectives, and enabling unrestricted self-education. Assuming you already know everything is the worst thing you could do to yourself. Choosing to change, though, isn't always simple. To evolve is to continually improve upon oneself and become a success expert. It also suggests that you have the humility to welcome growth and correction. Accept lifelong learning and progress. You must live by this guideline if you want to become the finest version of yourself. Recognize that there may be more to learn about any given topic, and that no information you currently possess is exhaustive. Instead of being dogmatic and believing that what you already know is sufficient and final, be receptive to new information and facts. You wouldn't be open to learning new things and growing as an individual if you believed that you had already mastered the material and didn't need to waste your time reading it. However, if you approach new things as a lifelong learner, you'll gain so much more knowledge and experience, and your entire quality of life will improve. Our parents or teachers made us study and learn everything in the curriculum when we were in school. After that, learning becomes a self-motivated endeavor, and you are on your own. You make a personal decision every day that isn't always related to your academics. Rather, it refers to your entire level of education. There is something you could learn from a documentary that has nothing to do with your line of work. Your relative who owns a farm could teach you how to milk cows. Alternatively, you may take a jamming class from your granny. The goal is to simply learn anything from anywhere. Never give up learning. There's no logical reason not to keep studying. Instead, there are a plethora of motivations to do so. Your personality can be positively shaped by your lifelong battle and drive to learn. Everyone has at least one charismatic and engaging conversationalist in their group, someone who doesn't just voice opinions during chats but has something to say, someone with tales and information to impart to everybody. These people are lifelong learners. A person who chooses to never stop learning also chooses to become more self-reliant, beneficial, and ultimately successful. Gaining knowledge also increases your influence. People are more likely to listen to you and consider your viewpoint because they believe you are an informed, fact-based expert rather than someone who speaks intuitively. The secret to success in any subject is the capacity for learning and adaptation. To be at the top of your chosen field, you must continually update your knowledge every day. Maintaining your chosen field of devotion requires constant study to keep you on course and prevent you from falling behind. You engage in some growth learning if you feel that you still need to polish yourself. This kind of education broadens the mind by imparting previously undiscovered skills. Then, there's shock learning, which goes against what you previously understood. Since you have to first unlearn what you already know, this kind of learning has the potential to be the most advantageous overall. After that, you have to unlearn the new knowledge that has given you a fresh perspective on an old circumstance. Regretfully, the majority of people sabotage their success by choosing to disregard this in favor of prior knowledge. You must never fear change. What prevents you from pursuing lifelong learning? We are frequently guilty of not being open to learning new things. We get into arguments when someone tries to correct our facts because we are too obstinate to accept the possibility that we could be mistaken and that the other person is genuinely helping us. It's critical to keep in mind that time, not money, is the most valuable resource in life. It could be a major obstacle to lifelong learning. To become a lifelong learner, you must alter your perspective and ideas about it. You must prioritize your education. Boundaries and rules are absent. Accept this adventure and learn everything you can from everyone and everywhere. It's also not only about immersing yourself in literature. It's about the lessons you pick up from people around you on a daily basis. It transcends the boundaries of a lecture hall. Live as if you were to die tomorrow. Learn as if you were to live forever. Mahatma Gandhi. There are numerous traits shared by great leaders, thinkers, and influencers. One of them is learning for a lifetime. Be a lifelong student to succeed personally and to become more important and helpful to others around you. Don't limit your education to certain locations or years. Don't limit your education to reading books. As long as you are willing to learn, every experience you have can impart valuable knowledge. Always be driven by a strong passion and a thirst for information. Determine the main reasons you feel compelled to dedicate yourself to learning new things all the time and then record them in your diary. Any habit is not going to stick unless it has a strong motivation. It can be to become financially independent, to improve your loved one's quality of life, or simply to improve yourself. Once you get your why straight, the power will come naturally. Chapter 10. There's no such thing as failure. You will undoubtedly experience ups and downs in life. Someone who can overcome everything and anything is considered strong. You have to realize that failure does not exist if you want to succeed in life. Never let rejection bring you down. Everybody has a different definition of failure. The concept might be extremely intimidating for certain individuals while being utterly dismal and disheartening for others. There are several ways and manifestations of failure, but in the end, it just indicates that you don't have the necessary abilities to achieve at that particular time. Fortunately, you possess the ability to acquire new abilities and pursue mastery. Being rejected can be a devastating blow if you're unprepared for it. Rejection is something you will encounter in life, so you should always be ready for it. Don't run from it or refuse to acknowledge that it has come your way. Rather, embrace it and work on improving yourself. Consider the reasons behind your rejection from a co-curricular or college program. Rather than running from the notion, embrace it and use it as a springboard to build fresh modifications. As one gets older, everyone starts to fear failing. You grew up learning how to overcome setbacks. You attempted to stand but failed. Did you give up completely? No. To master the art of walking flawlessly, you had to go through a lengthy process of trial and error. This also holds for your adult life. Rejection can occasionally lower your self-esteem, but wouldn't things be a lot better if you saw it as feedback instead of failure? Consider the rejection as feedback and work on improving yourself. Above all, don't allow your fear of being rejected to prevent you from trying at all. Give something at least 1 or 2 tries, if not more. You can attain anything you desire if you put in the necessary amount of effort. Setbacks are crucial to achieving success. The idea that failure is a necessary part of success is very paradoxical. Still, it makes a great deal of sense. Being unsuccessful in anything does not define you as a failure. It is merely a signal that your present strategy isn't yielding the desired outcome. With this idea, all you have to do is try again until you succeed with fresh improvements. Thomas Edison is a well-known example. Having conducted roughly 10,000 trials before developing the ideal light bulb model, after failing on his first or 100th attempt, what kept him going was the will to be successful. He did not consider the fruitless experiments to be a failure. Rather, he approached them as if he had discovered 10,000 new things. Numerous historical instances demonstrate the necessity of failure on the path to achievement. Learning isn't possible if your road is clear of obstacles, is it? However, failure allows you to see your errors and improves you as a person. This explains why all successful people have such sophisticated tastes in clothing and behavior. They've gained knowledge from their mistakes in life. The well-known basketball player Michael Jordan acknowledges that he is only successful because he has repeatedly failed. You may believe that losing will simply shatter your dreams and cause the light to go out in your path. A conclusion. The secret to success isn't really that complicated. In the end, once you decide to pursue it with all of your might, it is within your reach. You can be confident that you will be successful in raising your life's overall quality by adhering to these principles, which assist you in problem-solving, overcoming disappointments, developing patience, boosting self-esteem, and improving yourself as a person. Thanks for listening, and please don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons, and also click the small bell icon to receive a notification every time a new free audiobook has arrived. Thanks again.